Hey everyone, Garney here. Today I want to go over a trick that has been known about for a while in Circle of the Moon, but hasn't really gotten a proper explanation or video or something like that. And that is to displace the cutscene that plays after the Dracula 1 fight. I want to go about this a little differently from like other videos that describe tricks and things like that. I first want to go over the setup and like why it's important, why this trick is important. And then I'll go over like the small things, like what happens if you mess it up and like why it's important that things need to be done in the order that they're done. So there are two ways to displace this cutscene. You can do it from out of bounds when you're on the roof of the room, or you can do it from within the room as well. I'll show both of them. Let's start with inside the room. Let's kill Dracula to activate the cutscene. Now to set this up, after Dracula is finished, after I finish these level ups, I'm going to walk towards that door, the boss door over to the right. I will tap it to open it, and I will line myself up with the bottom of that slope that looks like stairs, and get ready to time a slide. Let's open the door, line up. I'm going to turn on frame advance. You see that beam of light that is over Dracula? We're going to use that as a timing cue. So I'm going to advance to where it's at its thinnest point. A little more, a little more. Okay. And it's a few frames after this. It's like 3 or 4. We'll try 3 first. And from here, I'm going to slide into the next room. Okay, it wasn't quite 3. Let's try 4. Okay, and the cutscene is displaced. It starts in the next room. And then you can also do this from out of bounds too. First we need to kill Dracula again. Okay. Now this time, we're going to remain out of bounds. I'm going to drop down, open the door, and then jump and stand on the ledge just outside of the room transition. Okay. Need to be kind of quick in setting this up. At least, you know, get into the right position. But after that, it's actually no effort at all. You just stand in the correct place and it does all the work for you. So open the door, jump, and see, okay, now I'm right outside of the room transition, but I'm still standing on the ledge. And we're going to take advantage of the fact that Circle of the Moon wants Nathan in a relative X coordinate to start some of these dialogue cutscenes. Because of that X coordinate necessity, Nathan is going to move to the left when the cutscene wants to begin. And he's going to automatically walk through that room transition. And when he does walk through that room transition, it will have displaced the cutscene for us. It'll start into the next room, and we don't need to do anything. So I will just unpause. You can see here, I'm like doing inputs on the screen. I'm not going to touch anything, and it will just displace the cutscene on its own. And voila. So, out of bounds, much simpler. If you're in the room, it requires a pretty strict timing. I haven't like gone into like research, like full research to see if it's like frame perfect or if it's got like some other leniency, but it is very, very tricky. The reason you want to displace the cutscene for like a speedrun, for like all bosses, or pretty much any speedrun where you have to go fight another boss after this, the reason you want to displace the cutscene would be to open the next boss door. Having the cutscenes take place in the next room doesn't actually save time, but when you approach the next boss room, the door will automatically be opened. You don't have to walk up to the blue door and have it open, wait for it to open, and then go through the door. The blue door will already be all the way up, and you can just run into the next room. that's where it saves time. It saves a few seconds because of that. Now, I will go over like how you need to set it up. Because that's really it as far as like the speedrunner needs to know. But the first thing I'll say, going over this now, is you need to be able to start the Dracula fight from out of bounds. If you walk into the Dracula room, normally, from the right side, you enter the boss door, the cutscene starts, then you fight Dracula. After beating Dracula, you'll be unable to open the boss door again until that cutscene finishes. So by starting the fight out of bounds, it gives us the ability to open that door from before the cutscene begins, and that's the key to being able to displace the cutscene, is by having the ability to open that door. Now that we know that, what happens if you are in here, you kill Dracula, he's getting ready to start the cutscene, and you open the door, and let's say you just mistime it, like you try to slide through the door, or if you're doing this from out of bounds, you accidentally jump through the room transition. Well, let me show you. Okay, we're just gonna pretend like we messed up the timing. Oops, I slid too early. The cutscene didn't happen. Let's go back into the room and see what happens. There's nothing there. The trigger for the second and final Dracula fight to end the game begins within that cutscene. So if the cutscene never takes place, if you enter the room transition too early, then that trigger will never happen and you can never beat the game. Saving the game and resetting it doesn't change anything. You've essentially locked your game. So for a speedrun, it's imperative that you time this correctly, obviously. And just know that if you're trying to do this for your speedrun, that if you're doing it from within the room here, you may, if you want to do this trick, you will be risking like liquid luck leading up to this point on a very tight timing here. Yeah, that's it. That's how you displace the cutscene and the other important things related to it as well. I hope it was clear enough. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or rest of your night. Thanks for watching.